Hello, my name's Jakthehobo and welcome to fireworks thing. Yeah, I'm gonna call it like a fin. God, I can't even get this right. Alright. Hi, my name's Jakthehobo, animating fireworks, and today, I have to say, a bit of inspiration really, and a bit of a push forward from a guy called SC Productions. I've decided to really show you guys how I animate, and not exactly, of course. I'm going to be showing you how I would animate as raw as I can be, in a way. I guess you could say that it's quite an odd thing because he, in his message here, saying, lots of people tell me that, wait a minute, lots of people tell me that, they don't tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong, and they just say get back to the basics, but I can't tell what exactly is the basics. And, clearly I can understand this always. I mean, heck, sometimes I'm the one telling people to go back to the basics, so, uh-oh. But at least thing I can say is, I think this should be a bit of a guideline to where I think the basics is. I mean, for me, doing this right now is quite weird. Why, you may ask? Well, simple, I'm an animator who has gone past the basics on a few levels. I'm not as reliant on, the basic animation tips and tricks and whatnot. So, it's, kinda weird. See if I can get... Yeah. I've not made any maps. College, cough, excuses and whatnot, but yeah. I'll use this map, yeah. Is this big enough? I think. Hopefully it is. Fuck, I must select something wrong. Alright. Fuck. Look, I'm already messing up already, god. Group all that together, and so this is the basic animation. In this, I'm going to just mute myself completely, like you're listening to the music and all that jazz. Well, I'm not going to mute myself. You might hear me cough or sneeze or burp in the background. But I'm basically going to show you how I would animate probably a basic I am not rusty thing without using all my mad screen effects I do. Mad screen effects being that I move the canvas, Blah, if you see my animation, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I must say thank you also for watching these tutorials and give me any feedback if it's useful or not. I'm sorry I've not been consistent, and yes, I am going to try and do this for as long as I can, because, I really do like rest, but I do want to say that most of the stuff now in college is starting to get mostly to, we're setting up recording times and whatnot. But I do have to digress. I can't say, oh, I've been doing this all the time, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. My name's Jakthehobo, and I hope you enjoy this little quickie animation thing of the 20 minutes. So, starting now. And to be honest, I think that's me done. And that wasn't too long, just, I guess, 17 minutes, Sorry for the awkward silence, if any, but now I shall go by what I did. You must be thinking, I'm guessing, Jack, you're the most choppiest animator I've ever seen. Why are you even a GIF animator? You should just go tween everything here. I honestly would love to say that I want to, but let me explain this. Usually when a character appears, I like to make some teleporter thing, hence why there's a distance between there, so this can be a flashy effect. And then usually I like to follow up basic bashes with punches. I don't often do those things, but yeah. So when I skew both poses, but in such a way that's not over skewed, so it's almost like 1 pixel is, I mean, the difference is like, that's new original, and over skewed would be like that. And what I've just done is I've taken it, I'm looking at it really closely, and I'm seeing how far it's going. And if it goes like one click or whatever, that's good. And it's what you want. And then, you know, wherever your body's going, it's basically. So I'm just coming from that way, I have to go that way, and then it's basically going into the stance. So trying to imagine how the body is moving, and you know, as the action is going on. As you see, you know, he's going straight forward, but that does not mean on the impact that there has to be any, like, you know, oh, I'm coming from this direction. No, it's a straight punch. You're putting your force into it. Your body's just going to go, oh, I'm going to be a snake, and I'm going to, like, go, oh, you know, up and down. No. Just think of it as, you know, a matter of force. Like, where is my... what direction am I moving? Is it going to be a slow, smooth movement, or is it going to be one with impact? And here, you know, we're still sliding, and the body is actually forced to turn back as he goes into a different punch, and that's when you can blur both poses again, because there's that connecting type of feeling that, you know, there's a constant motion going, and that's going to be another effect where basically you've got the hand going straight to the ground. There has to be some type of, you know, boost from behind to gain that type of distance, and then, you know, he goes up, goes back, does a little fancy backflip, and then swings back. I'm not too sure about this bit, but I think it's okay by my hands, because, like, you know, even though he goes there, he is still sliding back like Jose trying to get an ice cream, because, like, you know, he just doesn't stop there and then just like goes, oh, 1 1 1. He goes there and goes like 12, then 5, then 2 1. I don't know, but he's still moving, and this is the fast part. Okay, which I would call the fast part. There's basically, you know, very quick poses. It's like after images. You don't see the after images, but you know they're there, kind of, depending on the animator. And, you know, at the end, you see that the immediate resize, because he's still moving, and, you know, that flow, that, you know, the Maple character ain't standing still, he's keeping on moving, hence why, you know, that pose wasn't skewed, and that pose wasn't skewed, because, you know, there's the force that this guy Jurian has in his hands, which he's pushing forward. Yeah, that's kind of weird way to say it, yeah. By doing this, you're showing that the character is in jelly, the character is only moving where he should be moving, and, you know, it makes sense if you're doing it right. And then, you know, I've got this funky bit here where he's going down and then screwing to the side, and then slow-mo impact in the air, and then goes like down fast, and then, you know, that type. I've resized that slightly, so it's like it's moving down into, you know, whatever's happening, then going up and changing stance, and then that's when I'll fade out. Now, emotes. This it's not particularly something I love with a great burning passion. It's more like it's an extra. I have not added much recently in my animations. So usually when the character appears, you want it to be either neutral or having some, I don't know, hey guys, it's me. So I'm gonna put this face on it because like he was just probably, you know, he was doing some hardcore S4 stuff and he kind of, he feels like he's missing out on fun. And you know, when it comes to the temp emote changes, don't do it immediately. Wait for a good opportunity. Like here you know, it's pretty normal. But then you realize there you can't skew anymore, so what you do, go back, click on this and make it 50 opacity. So this shows that, you know, he's obviously doing something that requires a bit of difference. And immediately, you know, at that impact, he can be like, I don't know, fuck, or wall, I'm not too sure. I mean, when using emotes or anything similar, I do recommend extremely that you talk to your psychiatrist about it, because emotes are dangerous and they can do bad things, you know. Yeah, no, not really, but they can change how a person may view an animation, in the sense they may find it amusing or something similar. And you know, you want to entertain whoever you're animating to, if that's even the right things to say. And yes, as you can skew with the emotes in, but you need to remember how much you skewed, because the way I'm animating, it's just like one pixel skews. It's very easy to imitate. If it's something a lot larger, then you really do need to be nitpicky and try to get, you know, wherever. And just going that far distance, well, we want to make him, oh my god, I did travel this distance. I mean, this is me being very weird and trying to actually show how the character should be feeling, because when you're animating a fight, both characters are getting hit, they're getting hurt, you know. This is Maple, this isn't some, you know, Call of Duty where your health, like, I don't know, rebuilds over time or regenerates. I've never, don't hate me, I've never played Call of Duty games before. It's, I want to though, you know, it's intentioned, but you know, just don't have an Xbox or, you know, 360. I don't even know what platform it is. Anyway, another note is I animate very I don't know my movements when I animate anymore. I think that when I animate, I'm animating too fast because I'm not really giving enough time, because I want to be like, let's go. It's quite an odd thing to say, to be honest, but you know, once you understand how you're animating and how you can compare to other animators, it's really good, because you have a clearer idea on what exactly you're going to bring. I mean, heck, you know, I really did not want to add emotes to this part, but you know, just for the hell of it, I'm going to add this type of, you know, typical, oh my god, you know, you challenge me to a Shaolin show. I don't know, you know, make your own thing for it. As far as slow-mo goes, I'll go into the screen effects of that in a second. Well done, slow-mo, but you know, we try, and that's basically it with emotes, you know. And it looks kind of neat, you know, 66 frames. It's not too bad, not too little, but please keep in mind, you know, what may be shorter for you, maybe longer for others. Some people can't animate, you know, 100 frames off the bat. Heck, I couldn't at first. I was stuck at doing like 50 frames. Then one day I went into 200s and whatnot, and god, ugh, so much effort, you know. I mean, it's very easy to create a long animation if you want. I think the Maple Job collab was about 300 frames ish. I'm not too sure. But either way, you know, an animation is an animation. You just need to find a person willing to CNC whatever length it is. If you can't find someone, keep working at it. Add something, maybe a fade in, fade out by, I don't know, 2 or 3 frames. But there really is no basics to animating. It's just what you want to do. I mean, heck, you saw, if I didn't even explain this animation, you would be like, oh my god, Jack, we're looking sorry mistakes, stop! That would be actually for you as the viewer. So what something we did now is actually add those effects that you may have wanted to see. And because I know this guy uses fiery type of, you know, After Effects and whatnot, I think, you know, why not? Let's give it some fire stuff. And also keep in mind about the skews and stuff, because when your character moves one way or the other, you know, there's that movement that's happening, you need to account for it. Now this is the interesting part where, you know, after I'm just, okay, what the hell do I do? If you think about it closely, then in a way it's similar to how this is going. So what we're going to do is skew the skill. Now, I don't recommend this, I really don't recommend this sometimes, but other times it's like, I just have to. And you know, if you've got to do it, you go for it. No one's really going to judge you. If anyone judges you, then heck, you're trying to be creative, you're trying to do something new, bam. That's what people need. That's what they want to see. Heck, I'm probably the worst. Like, if I was to sell you this tutorial, I'd probably be doing a very bad job in my opinion. But yeah, this is just basically using after images and whatnot. So yeah. Not too sure how this is really meant to be aligned. I don't do fire skills, okay? I'm just gonna point that out, yeah? So, you know, whenever you're feeling it like, this skill doesn't fit, rotate it around, try and make it fit. Cause heck, that's editing for you. And you know, the quicker you get into like just simple editing like that, then the better, because heck, you know, you're doing something new. I keep on saying, you know, I must be a broken record about, you know, bringing something new to the table and all that, but it seriously is true. People love it when you do something new and different. And heck, it makes people think, that guy knows how to animate, that guy, or girl, I should also say, can animate in a nice style. I like that person, you know, maybe, you know, who knows, as long as you show some sort of promise that you could possibly be doing, you know, good, you know, whatever, for, you know, who is going to stop you? It's the internet, really. I mean, the only people who can stop you are people who, you know, may. People will cut your motivation down, and who cares, really? If people cut your motivation down, you know, okay. They want to try and prove a point, and heck, you know, I'm pretty relaxed about the subject now, to be honest, but if people have a problem with your stuff, then, you know, it's fine. Because who is honestly going to say that they can do better at, you know, our age? That's what I'm going to say. You know, we live such carefree whatevers. Actually, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, fuck. Okay. We got a really bad, you know, edit, right? What do we do? overlay, well, screen, blend it like a bad boy. Okay, that really did not sound, that did not come out as I thought it would. Sorry. But you can, I think you can notice probably that perhaps, you know, I keep on using 190, 60, if you can see, but that's because these are really short blows, I would call them. I mean, heck, you know. And from the beginning, just watching this with the after images, it makes a bit more sense. We can see what's happening, and you know that bit at the end where he's like, you know, oh hey guys, look at me, I'm impacted the ground. Wee! Okay, that was really bad. I'm not gonna do that again. Sorry. Yeah. But this is where you want to get more nitpicky, okay? What do you want? What if you want to join the moves up a bit more? And I ain't just talking, you know. Oh, let's try this or that, let's do something, let's pro a cat and hat and see what we get. We don't know exactly what we'll find out. We're gonna take this after him and skew it a bit, put it behind his leg just like it was a kid. See that back leg there, we're gonna make it shift up and bang boom. That was really shit. I'm sorry about that. It won't happen again, hopefully. Can't really promise. Oh well, spare the moment. What can you do? I'm live streaming doing this at the same time. I got a clue what I'm doing now. Heck, you're probably going to unsubscribe me right now. God, I'm not going to do this again. Please be the last tutorial where I rap so bad. Yeah, that was bad. Alright. It's basically use a type of blue after image or something similar to the character when you're doing something, you know, like that. If you want it to be big, make it big. If you want it to be small, make it small, you know. It doesn't really matter. It's just whatever gives you a nice idea of the movement of the character. So we're just gonna check out all the like small movements this guy does. Like this one here, he's turning around. This is I guess an all-time favorite for these type of skews. Yeah, I don't really know how. Nah, I knew how to do these. I kind of forgot, you know. Yeah, this is how. Probably. Yeah. Now, I don't recommend this, of course. I'm just gonna point that out before you guys are like, oh, how do we do this? I don't recommend it. It's nice, but then again, it's just like a little add-on. So just do that, and then I guess flip it round, put it behind him, put it to 50. Do after image, and I should be using red, but you know me, Jack, lazy ass hobo. And yeah, that's basically it with after images. God, how long is this tutorial? I'm really nervous because, God. All right, 39 minutes. We're reaching 40 minutes. But yeah, I think that's really a basic animation. I'm not sure what you guys think, but yeah. What can I say? Keep on animating. Really, don't care what people say. If pros, like, I don't know, if people who animate really well say things like, oh, go back to basics. I mean, this could even be me. We're either saying, you know, go try and develop an original type of basics feeling where you feel confident using the poses and skewing, or, you know, check up on other animators and how they do it. Because with GIF animations, you can save the animation as GIF and then run it frame by frame in Fireworks. Particularly useful, I would recommend it for anyone who really wants to get nitty gritty with other people's techniques. You can steal styles this way. I don't recommend it because heck, we all want to have a GIF animator or an animator who's really fresh and original. Yeah. I'm not the most original of the bunch, but heck, I try. My name's Jakthehobo, and I hope you've enjoyed this little special on just